Hello everyone, it's Jamal Thomas. Welcome to the Progressive Soapbox. Let me make sure my volume and everything is good because people scream at me when my volume is down. Yes. Good. I'm seeing green. Even though I don't see myself yet. Alright, good. The word is good. Alright, so how times have changed. How times have changed, man. What a different a year makes. Donald Trump met with Vladimir Putin recently. And the collective asses of media has puckered. Just squeezed up. Oh, he's shaking hands with Vladimir Putin. Oh my God. How dare he? How dare he? These people are fucking insane. These people are insane. I can't believe I'm saying this. I actually agree with Trump on this. I hate having to say that. But that's essentially where we are right now. That's amazing. So, this is The Guardian. Ex-CIA chiefs. Trump is being played by Putin and the United States is in peril. The United States is in peril. We are in peril. Because Donald Trump is interacting with Vladimir Putin. I'm going to read what Trump said, by the way. I'm going to read what they said too, but I'm going to read what Trump said afterwards. Trump is right. Trump is right. Two former U.S. intelligence chiefs have said Donald Trump poses a peril to the United States because he's vulnerable to being, quote-unquote, played by Russia after the president said on Saturday he believed Vladimir Putin's denial of Russian interference in the 2016 election. Yeah, I don't believe Russia hacked us. Donald Trump puts us in peril because he doesn't believe that Russia hacked us. He's not taking us as a word of God. He's not taking us as a word of God. We're in peril. Former Director of National Intelligence James Clapper and former CIA Director John Brennan issued a stern rebuke to Donald Trump after the president called both men political hacks. Political hacks for their support of intelligence agency consensus that Russia meddled in the U.S. election. It wasn't a consensus. It was an assessment. It was 3 of them, not the 18 or 19 that the press and Hillary Clinton were recounting. And it was CrowdStrike. The FBI never even looked at the Democratic National Committee's computers. You're embarrassing, Guardian. You are absolutely embarrassing for writing it in this way. You could write this in all sorts of ways. You could add a little bit more context to the way this was written. The DNC never gave the FBI the servers. When they asked Tom Perez that, she was like, Tom, tell me, Tom. What's her name? On Fox News. Why didn't the DNC ever show the servers? Why didn't you give them the servers? Why didn't you give them the servers, Tom? Did you call Bernie Sanders? That was awesome. But she has a point. You never even gave them the servers. Why didn't you give them the servers? If you're pretending as if the CIA, the NSA, and the FBI, these are the words of God. These are the words of God. And if they say something, then everybody must bow their heads and say that these people are the word of God, so they must be right. All right, fair enough. Why didn't you give guards, scribes, the servers? It seems like the most natural thing in the world to say if we were attacked by a foreign agency, that the agency in our particular government that looks at these things looked like you would have given them the servers. Tom Perez's answer to this was, we cooperated. Oh, that doesn't answer that question. That doesn't answer that question at all, man. So let's keep going. First of all, he was referring to us as political hacks because he was trying to delegitimize the intelligence assessment that was done. Yes, that's exactly what he was doing. He called you a political hack because you were a political hack. You're a political hack. Yes, that's true. That's exactly what Donald Trump was doing. And Donald Trump was right. He added, by not confronting the issue directly and not acknowledging to Putin, we know that you're responsible for this. I think he's given Putin a pass. And I think it demonstrates to Mr. Putin that Donald Trump can be played by foreign leaders who are going to appeal to his ego and to try to play upon his insecurities, which is very, very worrisome from a national security standpoint. You're a political hack. That's why he called you a political hack, because you're a political hack. And these guys, these Obama administration holdovers, explain something to me. When Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump were running for president of the United States, Neither Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump at that moment held office. They were in a contest to figure out who was going to run the country. Was the Obama administration unfairly opening up certain security things to look into communications with Donald Trump? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. Did they use Russia as a pretense for this? Also, that answer is yes. When they were investigating Hillary Clinton, and you had elements of what was there in regards to the apparatus of government, forcing Comey to change his testimony from "we're not doing a criminal investigation of Hillary Clinton, we're doing a matter." Now, I say that to say that's a big deal for neither one of these people to be in office. Neither one of these candidates is to have any real legitimacy to the presidency other than winning. Winning is legitimacy. And yet there's aspects of government that are changing itself, is contorting itself to behave as if it's in favor of one of the candidates. That's problematic. Donald Trump is not crazy for saying you guys are Obama holdovers, you guys are political hacks. You guys are political hacks. Now, the reports that came out that actually did investigations on the information itself, not an assessment, but actual investigations, said that it was physically impossible for it to have been a hack. It was a leak. The news media pretended as if this didn't exist. They pretended as if it didn't exist. Trump knew it existed. Trump sent the people down there to take a look at it. Yeah, Trump is right. These guys are hacks. You guys are hacks. They would love this idea of another Cold War with Russia. They would love the idea. They get wet in the morning thinking about this thing as a Cold War. Donald Trump called them hacks. Yes, it's true. Now let's be cynical for the moment. All right, so here, let's read this part. On Saturday, Trump told reporters on Air Force One during a flight to Hanoi that Mueller was leading an artificial Democratic hit job which could cause millions and millions of lives by interfering with diplomatic efforts with Russia. Asked if he resisted the issue of Russian interference during sideline conversations with Putin at APEC summit in Da Nang, Trump said, "Every time he sees me, he says, I didn't do that. And I really believe that when he tells me, he means it." The president later tweeted criticism of haters and fools and insisted that having a good relationship with Russia is a good thing, not a bad thing, because he wanted to solve North Korea, Syria, Ukraine terrorism, and Russia can greatly help. Guess what? That's true. That's actually true. Haters and fools. I love that. Haters and fools. And insisted having a good relationship with Russia is a good thing. That's a flat fact. That's a good thing. Do you believe that a nuclear conflict is a good thing? Do you? Do you believe that positioning the United States in the sense of a Cold War 2.0 is a good thing? I need to be explained why that's a good thing. North Korea, Syria, Ukraine. If you believe that you're going to solve North Korea, Syria, and Ukraine without Russia, you are insane. You're insane. This is a political hit job to some degree. I don't think Trump is crazy for this. Now, I mean, I guess I'm making a point that, yes, Trump has a point. This seems like a political hit job. Hillary Clinton came up with this thing of Russia hacked us. They screamed at the top of their lungs about Russia hacking them. You had these holdovers give this assessment that it was Russia that did it. They never actually looked at the FBI's servers. They used CrowdStrike, an organization that was paid by the DNC, to come out with saying, hey, Russia hacked us. No, he's not crazy for saying this is a hit job. I don't blame him. He has all the respect in the world for actually having the balls to say it. I love it. Now, let's take another step. Let's be cynical for the moment. Donald Trump has a vested interest in saying this. This in no way adds any beauty to Donald Trump. Donald Trump is acting as a political actor in the same way any political actor would act. These guys are trying to delegitimize my presidency. When Trump comes out and screams, I want to see Obama's birth certificate. I want to see his birth certificate. He's trying to delegitimize the presidency of the United States. In the same way that they're trying to delegitimize the president of the United States. Donald Trump's was nastier. Don't get me wrong. This is more polished. This is more political. So fair enough. But it's the same thing. It's the same thing. You didn't win this on your own merits. You won this because a foreign actor invaded in the election. Now, Donald Trump made himself susceptible to this by saying, yes, I want to be conciliatory towards Putin. So he left himself open. But think of how nasty and gross that you leave yourself open for attack because you yourself want to be conciliatory towards another nation, that nation being a nuclear power. That's what the Democratic Party in American politics has come to. That's gross. We'd rather have a Cold War 2.0 than actually have a president that wants to be friends with this particular nation. The amazing part of this, yeah, man, I hate, oh God, this is gross. Yeah, he's right. But let's not give this, Donald Trump is not right because he's standing with some kind of moral authority or integrity. It's far from it. This is politics. Donald Trump doesn't want to be legitimized. So yes, Donald Trump is going to run a campaign against people who are trying to delegitimize him. Well, how do you defend against people trying to delegitimize you at that point? These guys are political hacks. They're hacks. The information they're coming out is because these guys were part of the previous administration. This has nothing to do with reality. This has everything to do with how they're trying to make this look. So yeah, he's running his own campaign against the campaign of Russian interference. He has to make that point of, I believe Vladimir Putin when he tells me this, because if I don't believe him, then I'm agreeing with you that I got into this office by Russian interference. There is no capacity for him to say, I agree with Russia interfere with the election, because I'm saying it would mean I agree that Russia got me in this office. It would be insane for him to agree to that. So yes, I understand people, it's not, I'm standing with integrity. No, he's standing in a way that makes him look better, because if he agreed with them, he would tacitly agree that he didn't get an error on his own steam. It's politics. It's gross. It's not like you have angels in one part and demons in the other. You can have both demons. It just depends on the contextual standpoint that you're dealing with. In this particular case, the Democratic Party and these other elements are going with this militaristic, neoconish view of things of Cold War 2.0 because they want to have this kind of political pissing match with the president. Call it what it is. Call it what it is. This is just the battle lines that are being drawn. Donald Trump being a habitual liar doesn't necessarily mean that each and everything that he says is a lie. In this case, he's not lying. This looks like a Democratic hit job. This is exactly what it looks like. These political hacks pretending as if they're from this, these orange-jawed were just functionaries of the system itself. No, these guys are political actors in the same way that politicians are political actors. And they're used in the same ways that politicians are used to achieve objectives. Be honest. This part is slightly funny. It could cause millions of lives by interfering with diplomatic efforts with Russia. Millions sounds high, but it is possible if you're talking about starting some kind of Cold War situation again. If you're trying to get into a nuclear conflict with Russia, then yes, you're going to cause millions of lives. That is the high point of that, of course. That is one of the extremes. But understand, if you're positioning yourself in a way, events happen that pushes you in directions that are, you don't necessarily believe you're going to end up going. Yeah, Trump's right on this. Trump's right. It's all theater. That's exactly what it is. Jenny Lynn, oh, okay, civil disobedience. Russia is our enemy because of Putin. Civil disobedience is subjective, but for now, you're absolutely correct. We've never been told why Russia is supposed to be our enemy. Jenny Lynn, I know, right? Well, beforehand, it was communism. It was communism. The United States needs people to buy other stuff. And if these guys are communists, who's going to buy our stuff? They're not going to be able to buy our stuff. That's a problem. We need to sell shit to people. The United States has been acting the villain for a while, and lots of countries are enemies. The second, yeah, independent outsider, you're right. Civil disobedience, fear-mongering, and citizenry is viewed as vital to U.S. national security. Yeah, you're right. That too. Jamal, Soapbox Crew, Vermont Brit Smith. What's happening, Vermont Brit Smith? Jenny Lynn, we only have bases and control nearly every country on Earth. That clearly is not enough, Jenny Lynn. Clearly, that is not enough. Get on the goddamn Trump train. No, the Skip Rock. No, I'm not on the goddamn Trump train. This stuff is contextual. This stuff is contextual. I despise the guy. I think the guy's a fucking racist, loose cannon. I don't want somebody like that in the presidency. That said, a broken clock is right twice a day. And if the other team is doing something that goes against my own value system, then yeah, if Donald Trump is actually in that situation in the right, yeah, I'm calling the right. I don't give a shit who he is. It's my sandbox in this case. It's politics, but it's from a media standpoint. What's true? That's my bias. What's true? If I was in politics, well, I would probably behave differently. I would try to put an axe in him in every situation. Just saying. It's contextual. But on the Trump train, fuck that. Why, Skip? You ready for war with Iran? Thank you, Jenny. Just because he's not on this train, and this is my point, by the way. This has nothing to do with Trump being this kind of glorious figure that's standing up for the... No, fuck that. That has nothing to do with it. He's on this war train with Iran from the day that he took office. All of the stuff about we don't want to invade other countries is bullshit. It depends on the context. It's not this thing where this person's acting on this some kind of political moorings no, Donald Trump has been making avenues of war with Iran from the day he took that office. The day he took that office. So no, there's no Trump train. No Trump train at all. Trump can have a heart attack in that office tomorrow, and my only thing would be, God damn it, Mike Pence is getting into that slot. No love for Trump. Trump bullshit didn't risk war with nuclear power. It's not the same. Yeah. Jenny Lane, LLJs, yeah. Hillary having a seizure at the 9/11 memorial is what got Trump in the White House. Skip Rock. No. That was other stuff. Jay Scott, not the right chat, Skip. No, he's alright. He's here. He can be a Trump supporter. Skip is dipping his toe in the pool. That's right. Let him dip his toe in the pool. Let him have that talk. Skip Rock. I oppose war with Iran. Look, I have Trump supporters on this site. I am okay with having Trump supporters on my page. I deride the guys a reality show host every time I talk about it, so I'm always shocked that they're there. That being said, what I hope, what I think, is that what they've seen is, I may deride the guys a reality show host, but I contextually, based on my own value system, give them a fair hearing. Like it's not a, it's not like my value system is all over the place, this funhouse reality system that you get on mainstream news. I have a humanistic point of view. I don't like war. I'm virulently anti-war. If Donald Trump is doing something that keeps us out of nuclear conflict with Russia, then I'm going to support Donald Trump on the things that he's doing in that particular case. If they're attacking him on something that I believe is grossly unfair, then I am going to say they're attacking him on something that's grossly unfair. Both of those things are true in this case. I don't care how gross I think Donald Trump is. Both of those two things are true that I just said. In which case, so yeah, the story that I do in this case is contextual too. They are attacking him for something that's not true. They're attacking him in a way that pushes us at opposition with a nuclear power nation. Call it what it is. Nuclear annihilation. North Korea is a ticking time bomb, has been for a while. North Korea is an issue because we are doing things to antagonize North Korea. I agree with you that the guy may be a little screw loose, but he's behaving on human principles. Like, if you had a dictatorship, what do you care about in a dictatorship? You care about maintaining your dominance. That's anybody. All right? If you have United States and you have South Korea that are having war operations, pretending as if they're going to invade your particular country, how are you going to behave in that situation? If you see the United States attack one country after the next in the Middle East, particularly Gaddafi, when Gaddafi gave up the nuclear weapons, what are you, as North Korea, going to do? Are you going to work more on getting a nuclear bomb because you think that nuclear bomb protects you? You know that if you're attacked, you're going to drop a bomb on South Korea and Japan. There's no military solution to North Korea. None. None that doesn't give a lot of millions of people killed. So, and by the way, United States murdered 20% of their population in North Korea. That's off that war. We may forget about it, but they haven't forgot about it at all. I guarantee you they haven't forgot about it. They've been sealed off, and in their mind, oh my God, the United States and South Korea can invade us at any moment. We never take the perspective of the people that we're attacking into account. It was the same thing with Vietnam. Didn't take into account this kind of French colonialship, this thing of how they were viewing us. They took us to be French 2.0, France 2.0. You have to take their position into account. Otherwise, stop pretending as if you care. Just attack the country. At that point, you're just as bad as that particular country that you're trying to come up with reasons to attack. Where's your goal? Where's your goal? Skip Rock. Just topple the dictator. Let South Korea absorb the North. Skip. That doesn't make sense. So what is your solution? So you're going to drop a bomb on North Korea. North Korea is going to drop a bomb on South Korea and drop a bomb on Japan. You're not going to hit North Korea in a way where you destroy all of their capacity to respond. They're not going to respond to hit you. They're going to respond to hit the South and Japan. You're talking about getting other people killed for your, my hero. I want to knock over a government. The fuck are you to knock over anything? Who are you to knock over anything? Why are we over in that country in the first place? I understand the South Korean War, the North-South Korean War. That was like 50 years ago. We still have troops on their border. We have troops on their border. It's like, come on. Be fucking fair. Can you agree Donald Trump is dumb and has little hands? I agree he has little hands, yes. Well, can we all agree that Un is short and fat? Yes, I can agree with he's short and fat, yes. Yes. Yes, I can agree that the leader is short and fat. Agreed. Agreed. Such amazing people. The Vietnamese people have been forgiving in a way that gives me hope in humanity. Yeah. We don't need to be in these conflicts. It's none of our business. It's none of our business. Stay out of it. It's as if people have lost the ability to appreciate a single thing about someone while despising the rest of that person. Nowadays, it's hate or appreciate all. Yeah, you can do both. Yeah, Rebel Cage Rattle. Yeah, this stuff is more complex than that. Yeah, agreed. Agreed. Even in a story, the thing with Donald Trump, it's not like Donald Trump is the hero in the story. Donald Trump is trying to defend his presidency in this way. He's going to run a campaign against the people who's trying to smear him from the standpoint of the political, what he calls a witch hunt. Yeah, he's going to do that because politics dictates that he does it. It's not like, I have independent decision and free will. Yes, you have free will, but you're somewhat chained to what you're trying to accomplish. If he agrees with him from a logic standpoint, then he's stuck with this idea that Russia interfered in a way that got him into that office. And the last thing he wants to come up with is says, I got into this office by illicit means. He's never going to say it. That being said, it doesn't necessarily mean that Donald Trump is right in saying this is bullshit and this is a political witch hunt and these guys are political hacks. Multiple things can be true at once, even though their incentives and motives are not necessarily the best. We could never get the people of North Korea on our side. Never say never, and you can't get them in the perspective of now. Like, from the perspective of now, from their perspective, the United States is working with South Korea. The United States and South Korea is on their border and is doing military drills and can invade at any moment. I would imagine the people in North Korea may be terrified because their government has propagandized to them saying, oh my God, we could be attacked at any moment. They killed 20% of the population at one point and then they can do it again. What does your world look like when all of the data and information for the most part is what is that type of thing? These guys are, these guys are in this kind of kingdom cut off from the rest of the world. That being said, you also absorb propaganda. Like, this country also absorbs propaganda, and it does so in a way that's a little bit more insidious. As if, Chuck Todd and Fox News and the hacks on MSNBC are actually giving them news and straight information as if what they're being told are absolutes, never really being given the full context of what it is. They're given a narrative. They want that narrative to conform to a certain part of the world. Now, to be fair, we all do it. We understand our world in narratives. There is some degree of truth sometimes to the way the narrative interacts with the world, but let's be honest, they're narratives. They're cut particular ways. What the fuck is reality? Who knows? Here's the narrative. Have at it. But I wouldn't say never. You just can't get it in this kind of He-Man-ish way. You can't be a He-Man, kick down the door, and expect those people to be on your side. Particularly when they have this idea of you as a goddamn monster. I would say not fulfilling that idea of being a monster. That's one way to do it. Interact with China in that way. Stop having those military drills. Bring out troops from North Korea. Bring our troops home. Get out of these military conflicts, man. Stop. True, it's always the civilians that pay. Yeah, it is. It is. Looking for farmies here. It's Christmas at my house, Dave. That's what. Tulsi is making me nervous, showing her politician lately. I haven't seen Tulsi. Oh man, I have to look up Tulsi. What's Tulsi doing? What's wrong with Tulsi? Jamal, I have some if you need some Xanax. Merry Christmas. Jenny Lynn, we have no right to be anywhere over there. We have no right to be anywhere. Nobody has a right to be anywhere. You are where you are. But certainly, I don't think we as a government have a right to go into other governments and kick those governments over or put our military in those particular countries. No, we don't. Oh, we don't. Bob, Jamal is not a Trump supporter. Hush. Who's Bob? Somebody thinks I'm a Trump supporter. Really? Jamal needs to take his Xanax to get over a severe case of Trump derangement syndrome. Suddenly he'll declare himself a full-on Trumper. Yeah, nah, not so much. Not so much. He's just a self-denial. Yeah, not so much. Not so much. No, not so much. I mean, when you start talking about environment, yeah, you lose me. When you start talking about this how he feels about immigrants and being racist, yeah, you completely lose me. All this stuff is contextual, man. This stuff is contextual. It's specific to the point. Looks like Tulsi will stick with the party. Where do you stand on the Jewish question, Jamal? The Jewish question. I didn't know there was a Jewish question. Jamal is a sweater and beanie supporter. That is true. Depends on the beanies and the sweaters, but yes, potentially. I don't know what the Jewish question is. Skip. Or maybe I just don't know it in those terms. You mean Zionism? Like whether or not this kind of idea of a Jewish state? Yeah, Israel should have a right to self-determination. But so should Palestinians. This idea of occupying their territory is fucking insane. It's apartheid. Be honest. Be honest. I've been over there. Yeah, but otherwise, I have no idea. Jews run everything. Oh, God. That's a Jewish question? I wasn't aware that was a thing. We had a troll in Graham's chat, too. He was insisting Jimmy Dore was a Russian stooge and a Trump supporter. That's awesome. Sanders is over. Afterburners unite. Oh, Sanders is not over. Jewish question is how the Nazis phrased it. Oh, you mean trying to put them in ovens and whatnot? Yeah, that's fucking gross. Yeah, that's gross. Yeah, that's gross. Afterburners. I don't know what afterburners. Oh, you mean the bitter enders? Bitter enders. Jamal is a true political cynic. What have you done for me lately, politicians? He always calls out our leaders to do something. Yeah. Otherwise, what's the point? Like, what's the point? Like, if you're saying I'm going to be a politician, great. My vote, it's a quid pro quo. Like, you're giving your Hillary Clinton pretending as if, you know, people owed her their vote. She got the process backwards. You got the process massively backwards. And I'm glad that you lost if you did not understand that. It's a transaction. The rich understand this. The plutocrats understand this. I'm giving you my vote, and I'm giving you $1 billion. Do good things for me in that office. The public doesn't look at it that way. I don't understand why. They give them a pass. Completely give them a pass. Yeah. All right. I'm going to keep this one to 30. Skip Rock. Hey, Jamal, I have to warn you. Don't ever categorize something Tim Black said as taboo. It will set him off. Yeah, that's funny. 24 Lib. My first Jamal broadcast. Oh, welcome, 24-hour Lib. Welcome. Hillary had too many people around her kissing her ass, telling her how wonderful she was. Yeah, that's called immense narcissism. Yeah, maybe she should have had people around her saying, hey, maybe this isn't the best of ideas. Maybe this isn't the best of ideas. Yeah, you failed. Other than that, other than lie, that is, yeah. Don't lie. This will go a few minutes over 30 minutes. Yeah, you're right. Timmy G, yeah, you're right. Well, Rick Snyder raised my taxes for me to bail out corporations. Well, Bob, I mean, come on. You needed to bail out those corporations, right? And you, as a taxpayer, should help the top 1% get more. That's your job. You guys elected Rick Scott. Oh, Rick Snyder. I'm sorry, Rick Snyder. Oh, my bad. I thought you said Rick Scott. Rick Snyder. Okay, Rick Snyder. I'm an Irish Italian Jew. I'm not a drunk mobster or banker. Does that make sense? You Skip. Oh, civil disobedience. Don't be mad. Skip is being he's been a troll. That's fine. You're a long video apologist, Jamal. Yes, I am. My wife always jokes me on that. She's like, anytime you say this is not going to be long, it's long. It's long. If you say you're coming upstairs in 10 minutes, it's 20 minutes. It's like, fair enough. Fair enough. So this is 30 minutes. I'm going to end this. I'm going to prove you all wrong. I'm going to prove you all wrong, and I'm going to end this at 30. It's 30 minutes and 12 seconds. All right, guys. Julian Lane. Yeah, they're long videos, but they're long videos only because at the end I like to bring in questions. My little section is like 10, 15 minutes. The audience section is the part where I expand out. I like the format. I think the format works. I get to talk to my audience. So I'm going to end this before it hits 31 seconds just to prove all the haters wrong. All of you haters were wrong. All right. 45 seconds. You guys have a good night. If you like the content, feel free to share, like, subscribe, and of course, you can always support through Patreon. Thanks, guys.